All right, so we're just going to dive right into it. There is one factor that kind of has me just a little bit paranoid going into this spring market. And what I'm hoping is we don't see a repeat of 2021, early 2022, where we get in the super strong sellers market and negotiations basically go away. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the charts here, and we'll scroll right down. And what we're going to look at is inventory. Now, there's been a 9% drop in inventory in the past 3 months. And also, we check out Harker Heights. We're kind of seeing the same thing, just a little bit less. Now, that is coming off of the heels of like a 30% increase in inventory, right? So if you can remember the past couple years, inventory was critically low and interest rates were super low. So buyer demand was really high, but there were no houses for them to buy. Well, now looking at this chart, we're watching inventory go down. And here's the thing, like, this could be okay. This could just be a correction of sorts, and we are getting back into a balanced zone. These past few months, we've been in a really heavy buyer's market. So heavy that I even kind of got lulled to sleep. And the next thing you know, I found myself in a multiple offer situation for some of my buyers. Now, to their credit, they were super aggressive about getting the house, right? Like, they knew that as soon as this house came on the market, it was the house for them. And so we did everything in our power to basically get them in there that first day, so that we could have a fighting chance at it. And lo and behold, we ended up in a multiple offer situation. Now, thanks to some great negotiating skills, we won that deal, but had we been resting on our laurels and our clients not have been so aggressive about getting the house that they want, then we might not have won that. So if you find yourself entertained in buying a house in the Killeen market in the next couple months, then reach out. I would love to help out with your situation, because you will need a team that knows and studies the market, because it changes daily. So if you want to make sure that you are getting in early on the trends and that you're going to get your offer accepted with the most favorable terms possible, then please reach out. We would love to help you. So back to this inventory, we're seeing a really, really big drop. And what that ends up meaning is if inventory goes down lower and buyer demand goes up higher because interest rates are dropping, so we're seeing those two things kind of happen at once, we could end up in a spring market that favors the sellers. So all my people that are kind of PCSing in here soon, and you're going to be buying houses in March, April, May, we're going to need to keep an eye on this. There's one other indicator here that kind of has me keeping my eye on things. That's the average days on market. So that's starting to go down, and it's going down a little bit slower, but it was going from January 27th, it was 82. That was the high. Now we're at 74. So it's starting to tick down. If that average days on market starts to go down, then the other thing we'll start to see is the median list price start to creep up. Now, it's still on a downward trend, but it's leveling out a lot. So if those days on market start to go down, the inventory keeps going down, then what we will start to see is more of a seller leaning market. So what's my advice for home buyers going into this next market? You need to be aggressive. You need to be aggressive about getting the house that you want. And I don't know if this is the season for disrespectful offers on houses that have not been listed for more than 60 days. All right. So we're seeing a lot of motion. They're seeing it at the same time. So I don't know if this is the place to kind of play with the market. If there's a house that you want, be aggressive, because that's how my previous buyer clients just this past week, this is how they won on the home, basically the home of their dreams. What's my advice to home sellers? You might actually really be able to maximize your profit here. You still have to price competitively, and you still have to be really strategic with how you hit the market. But with demand increasing because of lower interest rates and inventory decreasing, that's going to mean less competition for you, which means you might be able to price on the higher end, Or if you price in like that Goldilocks zone that I like to say, that is like right below what your competitor is, then you might be able to get your home sold super quick, which saves you money in holding costs. So your monthly mortgage, utilities, insurance, all that stuff. And also we're seeing buyers ask for a good amount of money in closing costs. So you could save there as well. The quicker your home sells, then the less you end up out of pocket on things like closing costs or even a lower price. So that's what I'm seeing. That's my advice. Home sellers, if you need somebody that's always looking at the market, I have a team that specializes in stress-free transactions. We got your back. I would love to hear your situation. Reach out or drop a comment below, and I would love to open a little bit of dialogue. Why is this happening? Why are we seeing inventory drop? I think because home sellers pretty much got wore out by this past 6 months in the market. We had the huge surge in people listing their homes as the market cooled off because they're that kind of FOMO. And so they thought there was still an opportunity to like maximize and get the most amount of money available. Some are discouraged and they are pulling their homes off of the market. I'm talking to a lot of home sellers who are deciding to lease rather than continue to sell just because they couldn't make what they thought they might want to make. Others are hearing the stories of their neighbors and seeing the houses sit for 90, 100 plus days, and they just don't want to deal with it. So that's why I think we're seeing the inventory drop. So we're going to keep a close eye on this. If this downward trend in inventory continues, going into the spring market, the hot market, where all the buyers come in, then it's going to be really, really interesting. And I'd say if we drop another 10%, then majority of buyers might find themselves in multiple offer situations. So I'm keeping an eye on this. Hopefully this has been helpful and brought you some value. Drop me a comment below if this brought you any value. If you're thinking about buying or selling, I would love to just hear about your situation, maybe answer some questions and open some dialogue. I appreciate you spending a little bit of time here with me today, and I will see you on the flip side. Peace.